She knows, she has a plan. Carol Ann is here, probably the person who had the most damage from Hurricane Irma of all the people I know. Let me make sure your face is on here. Right now you're not there. Good morning, Carol Ann. How are you?
Real good, Larry, real good.
And how are things with everything?
It's all going. That's all you can,
It's going to be about a year from now before we hear you say we are now moving into our new house.
Well, it's hard to say what's going to go on, but I'm figuring, it's probably going to take about a year to get fully back to that word normal, that whole thing of not, no more worries on it. Yeah, just because things move slowly, and
I think part of your success is your attitude. The fact that you have such a good attitude. I mean, your house is basically total.
Destroyed. Yeah, I'd say. That's my opinion, at least. I'm going to hope that that's what To me, it's there's too much work to try to repair. So to me, it would be something that would be. I
know you don't want to dedicate your show to it because we kind of did last week. But you said the road was cleared. Now you can get to it.
No. They're supposed to be working on it as far as I know today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't even really drive up to it right now.
Not just can't really. It's impassable at the moment. Yeah, the trees are. I mean, one tree, the giant limb stuck in the ground, left it to where I could duck under it. And the tree was, a good, 18 inches across or something. Yeah.
Rob and I went to Silver Springs to check it out on Sunday, and we spoke to Rain. Rain is one of the ladies who works there. Do you know Rain by chance?
I may have met her. Yeah, I may.
So she was saying the place was a mess after the hurricanes.
Oh, yeah.
They had a wedding on Saturday, and on Tuesday they started cleaning up.
Yeah.
And had enough of it cleaned up so that the wedding went off.
Right.
A problem.
Actually, I think it was a wedding on Sunday.
Oh, really? You know the date?
I knew who got married.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on the 17th.
Well, maybe she said the weekend.
Could be. And there may have been more than one. There may have been one on Saturday as well as one on Sunday. So it's.
So there was water.
Yeah.
Where water used to be when man-made waterways were there. Because they used to have these artificial little rivers.
Right.
That pumps would
went
supply.
Through. Right.
Yeah. But they had water in them for real.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they did. Yeah.
And the other thing, there was a big, huge cypress tree that was leaning. Did you see the photo I posted? Robin posted?
I may not have clicked through all of them.
It's just, I don't know if it's always been leaning, but it looked like it's leaning.
Newly leaning, and it's quite possible. There's a lot of
It is really huge.
They just, it's some areas we had a lot of damage, others, not a whole lot. We know that there's still drainage issues over, 27th Avenue over here, is still has their issues, but they've always been low. That area has flooded in years past when we had, in 2004, when we had the 4 storms back to back and such, they had water. I don't think not near this severe, but, it's just, there's trees. I know at the store where I work, we had a smaller tree. We looked at it. Oh, looky there. That one's sort of leaning way over, so we got rid of that in a hurry. Don't need anything falling on anybody's cars.
All right, this is a call-in show. Let me push some buttons and get some callers on the air with you. Thank you for calling and for waiting. By the way, you're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yes, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Speaking of trees,
yeah.
Now I personally got rid of 5 oak trees because I don't like oak trees. They're messy. Nothing grows underneath them, and I don't like them. But I left one large tree in my backyard, which I do not know what it is.
Okay.
It's a very large tree, and it'll change a little bit of color towards the first of the year, maybe January, February, and then kind of slowly drop, and then new leaves come right behind it.
Okay.
Anyway, since the hurricane, this tree is brown, dead brown, the whole tree.
Yep.
What happened? Did a hurricane wreck it or what?
No, it's fine. It's wind burn. It's just the wind just desiccated, and you'll see that throughout the county, all different kinds of trees, perennials, things like that have just, they took a beating with the wind. Is all it is. Those leaves will drop off. It'll be fine because it doesn't happen all the time. The tree will be fine.
I'll be darned. I mean, the tree really looks like it's dead. I mean, it's like if you cut a big branch off the tree and then lay it on the ground, and a week later you can
come back and
the whole tree looks like that.
And those leaves will drop off. It'll be fine. It's just a matter of wind burn is what it is. So it's gone into a premature fall. Hopefully they don't try to leaf back out too much before winter, because it's going to drop them again. Like you say, it might be. Is it a sweet gum tree? You say because the leaves change color a little bit. Does it make the burrs?
They kind of turn like maybe a little yellowish.
Yeah,
It doesn't like drop everything right away. It's a little bit over a couple of months. It's not a sloppy tree that way,
Right. But it doesn't. So it doesn't make the sweet gum burrs.
No.
Oh, okay. So it's not a gum tree. Yeah. Okay. I'm not real sure unless with it.
I do not know what it is, and I've asked people that have come here, and nobody could give me an answer. So it's a lovely tree. I got a swing underneath it, and it makes a nice shade for just sitting on a swing.
And if it did well during the storm, that's the tree to have.
Well, I'll tell you, I kind of slept through the storm myself, but the next morning we still had a lot of wind till around noon.
Oh, yeah.
And I looked at that tree, and that tree was, I wonder what that looked like during the nighttime when he supposedly got 80-mile-an-hour winds, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I lost two good-sized branches, and that was all. And other than that, it looked fine. And then I noticed, like about a week ago, I looked at it and I said, "What the heck? The tree is turning funny colors or something. It's too early for it." And I took a good look at it, and I said, "Oh my God, the tree is dead."
No, it's just a reaction to the wind, and they should be fine.
I've never heard of that before, a tree getting wind whipped,
Oh, yeah, well, if you think about it, the winds that are like that, the trees are not accustomed to that kind of wind, which, if you notice, most of the palms and such, even those have some tip damage where it's been burned on the ends. But it just pulled the moisture out of those leaves by blowing that hard.
Oh.
So it just a wind burn.
You gave me some good news then. Yeah. I'd hate to lose that tree. That's the only large one I got left.
Right. And I wouldn't. Everybody, you don't want to run out. It's the end of September. You don't want to run out and throw fertilizer on everything. If it's in where your lawn gets fertilized and you haven't done your fall fertilization for the lawn or anything, and you want to put something down, that's going to help that tree get through the winter too. I just wouldn't make a special application for that tree. But in springtime, I would, even though it's a mature tree, I would consider doing a fertilization in springtime because of the severe weather we had here at the end of summer.
Yeah, it's a large tree. I would say it's a good 60, 70 foot high,
Yeah, and so like I said, because the root zone's going to be within your lawn. So if you're using a fertilizer this fall, it's going to get some fertilizer out of that. In springtime, possibility of give it a good shot of something. And I would say that for pretty much anybody's landscape, just because of the pressures that storm put on the landscape.
Yeah, well, thanks for the good news. And real quick, I guess the rainy season is just about over,
I would say so. It looks like just the weather patterns we're having is just we're staying dry.
Yeah, now it's October, and I know that's normally that's when it ends anyways. But it's interesting how much rain we got, and then we had a drop of rain now since the hurricane.
That's it. Yeah. Yep. Sure is.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
All right, Hugh. Good to talk to you. Yep.
Thank you. All right, we're up against the break. Let's take that break. We've got more In the Garden with Carol Ann, about 45 minutes more, so plenty of time for you to make your calls. 622-9622 is the number. We'll be right back with Carol Ann Baldwin after this.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. On this Tuesday, more sun than clouds and very warm, high 89 to 93. Clear Tuesday night, lows in the upper 60s in a few inland spots, 74 along the coast. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high 89 along the coast, 93 inland. Thursday, mostly sunny, high 90 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
Hey, this is Dan. Let me ask you a few questions. Does your boat look better with the cover on? Has your car's interior seen its better days? Stop using a towel to cover up those rips in the golf cart. Isn't it about time you had it restored to better than new with a custom upholstery from Captain T? Captain T's Upholstery has been right here in Ocala for nearly 20 years, so they know how to make your ride one of a kind. Whether you want to take that classic ride back to a factory look or put your favorite sports team front and center, Captain T's Upholstery is who to call. 352-369-1810. That's 352-369-1810. Or stop by their location, 5030 South Pine Avenue in Ocala, just past the drive-in. And of course, don't forget to visit them on the web, CaptainTUpholstery.com.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Keep this tip in mind. Alcohol does not make you a better conversationalist. Lie on the floor and look at your belly. When you lie down, gravity is going to push the surface flab to one side. What's left protruding on top is the scary stuff. Okay, intelligent people, would you like an easy way to size somebody up? Just check out the pictures on their desk.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hurricane Maria left Puerto Rico in ruins. They need our help. The office of Dr. Juan Jordan is asking the public to help with non-perishable food, lanterns, battery-operated fans, diapers, insect repellent, etc. Drop-off sites include Dr. Jordan's office in Lady Lake, Country Oaks Veterinary Clinic in Summerfield, Forest High School, and Golden Ocala Tennis. For more information, contact Dr. Jordan's office at 352-633-0473, and thank you.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's return now to Caroline Baldwin. The phone lines are open if you want to call Caroline about your garden, your lawn, your trees, maybe the future of your trees.
Future of your
something
trees, yeah.
You're starting to think about now.
Yeah, and as I was saying with Hugh, that our landscapes did take a beating. I spoke to a gentleman yesterday, and he's going, oh, well, the plant died, and blah, 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 and because the pot broke, and all the leaves had turned brown, and they're going to. It was some wind damage, and possibly, flooded. If you had big containers and they held water, you may have some that may rot eventually, but we have dried. We dried out, actually, pretty quickly, that we have not had those rains. Those, a lot of times after a hurricane, you'll get 2 or 3 days of just rain after a hurricane, and we didn't get that. So we're lucky on that some of those areas in the landscape may have gone ahead and that groundwater perked on through rather quickly. But the wind burn and things like that, I would not be going out and putting fertilizer on everything that I want to make it green again. Give it a chance that if it let it slowly recover on its own initially, and next spring do the whole landscape. Even some of the stuff that normally you would say doesn't need a fertilization, you might want to, just because of the stresses that it went through with this storm. But nature will repair itself pretty much. So even that is not required to make that tree or those shrubs thrive again. They should recover on their own. I would not automatically say that they're dead. Now, if you've got broken pieces going in and cutting those out, that's fine. Some other low-hanging limbs and such that you're now seeing might open that canopy. But again, you don't need to rush into it. You have all of the fall and the winter and springtime before you have to really be concerned on another hurricane season. As the year, I know we run through the end of November, but as the year comes on, those surf temperatures, those water temperatures begin to drop, lessening the ability for hurricane formation and such. So usually after usually after September, October, we're in pretty much of a safe zone.
So I have an insect question for you.
Okay.
All right. I saw love bugs this past weekend.
I did too. Yeah.
So the question is, 2 questions really, kind of unrelated, but I'll ask them both at once. Do you think the hurricane brought in or caused the love bugs to suddenly have a resurgence?
No, it's September. They're supposed to be.
Okay, so I don't remember in the last couple of years.
We just haven't had a whole lot of love bugs, and I really haven't noticed a ton of them.
No, I haven't either.
But
I've noticed them.
So, yeah.
And so the other question is, the city said that they were going to start to spray...
for mosquitoes.
What do they call it now? larvicide to kill the mosquito larva.
Right.
Do you know anything about that?
I'm not sure what they're using, but a larvicide, it could be just something like the BT, the Bacillus thuringiensis, which is...
and is that something you spray, or do they put it actually in the water?
Usually that is a granular that we can put in our ponds, our fountains, rain barrels, and things like that. But I'm sure there's some type that's similar like that. It's not that they're spraying an actual... I mean, I would have to see what the name of the product is that they're using to say for sure that this is just something that they're putting out that's generally a harmless kind of thing that's just going after the larval stage, going through water areas. If they're going through some of the swampier areas, low water areas, or high water areas where water is standing, the Bacillus thuringiensis is the kind of thing that you would do. And I mean, I guess that they can be in a liquid form also, I guess is what, that it could be sprayed out. But I'm not positive on what it is that they're using.
So the phone lines are open. The number is 622-9622. Today is National Johnny Appleseed Day, by the way.
Okay, and you posted the picture of the apple tree. so we're celebrating Johnny Appleseed Day. Oh, and I'll take an apple to lunch today when I go to work.
I've never. I don't think I've ever. Oh no, I take that back. I've planted like sunflower seeds when I was a kid.
Right.
I don't think I've ever grown anything from a seed. This is my first.
And he's doing pretty good. What do you say? About 6 inches tall?
It could be. I put 7
top of the leaves,
because I'm boasting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever it is, I added an inch to it.
Yeah.
It's a guy
thing. It'll grow. But it's just I forget where we're going from there with the larvicide and things like that. The insecticides. To the best of my knowledge, they spray at night. In the evening after dusk, after the sun has come down.
Yeah.
I mean, even when I camped up in the Panhandle and they had to come through and they were spraying.
With it behind mosquitoes. The truck, there's like a cloud.
Yeah, the fog. I remember as a child chasing behind.
Yeah, me too. So they don't do that anymore, do they?
I don't know. I mean, now when we were camping, they did, and I mean, you could actually smell a pesticide kind of thing. But when they're spraying at night, it's the least amount of impact towards beneficial insects. So before everybody's screaming and hollering that you're spraying insecticides out, we usually, if I'm spraying for bugs, if I recommend it, it's always after 7 p.m. As that sun's going down, the temperatures are cooling, the bees are going back to the hives and things like that, and that it has that time period to begin to break down. Chemicals all have a half-life, and a lot of times, especially with our heat and things like that, they do break down rather quickly. So it's they're not spraying everywhere. They're not coming up into your yard and spraying. It's spraying in community areas, public areas, and things like that. So I for one would rather see a lot fewer mosquitoes right now. It's not going to be something they're going to do constantly and. It's not something every night this is going on. So, I mean, if you had true concern, you get up in the morning, wash off your plants, But I myself am happy to hear that they're going to do some
I haven't seen that many. Again, when we walked through Silver Springs, we did see, especially near there are certain areas right now, because it's not drained off yet, that are kind of swampy.
And if the air circulation isn't going on too much, that's going to become a problem too. I know the other day I went to get out of my car when I came home from work, and I wished I'd had a mosquito netting suit because I could barely get out of my car.
Oh no!
For the mosquitoes
that
swarmed.
Yeah, really.
And then when I got in the house, I went, "Oh boy!" And I have 2 boxes I need to go back to the car to go get. So I got the off and I sprayed myself down so I could go out. Yeah. It helped at least.
Does off have to be on your skin, or could you spray, like, let's say, a handkerchief?
You spray a jacket or something like that.
But if you just held a handkerchief that was sprayed with off?
I would probably be putting it, if they're bothering your face or something, put it like around your neck, or spray a hat. You could spray, if you put a ball cap, you could spray, like you say, a handkerchief or something, maybe tuck it in to where it keeps them.
So what does it do? They just know, don't go near there?
It's a repellent that's, offensive.
I had 2 times in my life when I had mosquitoes the way you just described them. Once was in Devil's Mill hopper up in Gainesville.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're down in that pit
there's
and
no
there's
air
mosquitoes.
circulation.
Oh my gosh! Don't ever go down there without insect repellent.
Right.
The other time was in Key West. I was camping, and you could not get out of that tent and not be eaten up.
And you mentioned this morning of those things of go here, not there, kind of thing. And yes, we went to the Everglades one time, and we did end up camping one night only because we could not get out of there soon enough.
Because of the mosquitoes?
The next morning, yes, we left ASAP and headed over to the Keys, which was much better. Yeah,
the Keys opens up again October 1st.
God bless those people. The destruction and devastation there, as well as
25%. 25%. Of course, what was it that had 100%? Not Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico was
Barbuda.
Barbuda had 100%. Wow. And Puerto Rico had 100% of their electricity knocked out. Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
It was crazy.
It is. It's nuts. But, God bless. We'll, get everybody back up and running. It just takes time.
All the more reason when we had the stores running out of supplies, all the more reason to have a little one of those tiny gardens in your yard. At least you could have had something to eat.
But with the wind and everything, a lot of that was damaged also.
Yeah, but I mean, if you had been storing it all along.
Right. If you canned your own produce and things like that. I know I tried not to go overboard. I have a few canned goods. You ate out of your freezer first. So that when the power went out, you didn't have all that sitting in there going bad to throw away the next day.
Yeah.
But no, it is time to get that fall garden back in the ground. So if you now have a little more light in your backyard because maybe you lost some trees or some branches in there.
Right.
Get that garden spaded up, get it rototilled, throw you some compost in there, and get some tomatoes in, some peppers. Those will all get going and get growing and produce for you rather quickly. Your fall season crops or your cool season stuff's going to be coming in. Your cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower. Get ready to put that stuff in the ground. It's about that time, and a little ease of some comfort food out of your own fresh garden.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like that idea. All right, we're up against the break. Let's take that break, and we'll be right back. Carolyn Baldwin is here. The phone lines are open. We've got a half hour left in the show. Plenty of time for you to have a conversation with Carolyn about your lawn, your garden, anything associated with that, including insects. And we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, more sun than clouds and very warm, high 89 to 93. Clear Tuesday night, lows in the upper 60s in a few inland spots, 74 along the coast. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high 89 along the coast, 93 inland. Thursday, mostly sunny, high 90 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. There's a Republican primary runoff election in Alabama today. President Trump is supporting the current Senator Luther Strange, and he tells Fox,
in a special election runoff, it's who gets their voters to the polls. That's why the president's support, the vice president's support, NRA and other groups means so much to me.
He's up against the former Alabama Chief Justice Roy Moore, who's backed by some of the president's supporters like former advisor Steve Bannon.
Is it going to be the muscle of the grassroots versus the money of a corrupt and incompetent permanent political class that rules Washington, D.C. like a new aristocracy?
Bannon on Sean Hannity's Fox News Channel show last night. More than 1,000 people evacuated from their homes in Corona, California, with a wildfire breaking out and spreading to the edge of some houses and a major freeway. About 3 square miles have burned. There's damage to a warehouse-type building and a big rig. Fox News, we report, you decide.
You're listening to Love Advice with Leanne. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Leanne. Longtime listener, first-time caller. Why, in your professional opinion, do you never take my calls off the air?
Is this Carl?
Yep, it's Carl. I mean, we had a few dates. Everything was great. I thought,
Well, when you switch to Geico, you could save a lot of money on car insurance.
Okay, awesome.
You should call them.
I will.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer. Hey guys, your prostate should be the last thing on your mind, but the fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostate1perday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Council.
The folks at Honey Baked Ham remind us that now is the time to make your holiday entertaining plans. The holidays are coming up fast. Reserve your ham and turkey now. What about all the parties and gatherings? Honey Baked Ham is the answer there, too. They cater breakfast, lunch, and dinner for intimate meetings or large parties. Again, reserve now. Honey Baked Ham is located on Southwest 27th Avenue behind Best Buy. Stop in or call 352-861-0011. Again, 861-0011. Honey Baked Ham, the world's best ham, turkey, roast beef, sides, desserts, and service.
Hurricane Maria left Puerto Rico in ruins. They need our help. The office of Dr. Juan Jordan is asking the public to help with non-perishable food, lanterns, battery-operated fans, diapers, insect repellent, etc. Drop-off sites include Dr. Jordan's office in Lady Lake, Country Oaks Veterinary Clinic in Summerfield, Forest High School, and Golden Ocala Tennis. For more information, contact Dr. Jordan's office at 352-633-0473, and thank you.
If you or a loved one is suffering with knee, shoulder, neck, back pain, or tennis elbow and would like to learn how to get out of pain, go to Regenetic.com. Then listen in on the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. to the people that give you the regenerative medical solutions to your pain. Regenetic. First and third Thursdays, 10 a.m. here on WOCA 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. The Source. Regenetic.com.
Here is your 30-second news brief. 9 University of Florida football players are facing multiple third-degree felony charges for alleged credit card fraud. Marion County Public Schools have announced the makeup dates caused by school closings during Hurricane Irma. A Florida Highway Patrol trooper was arrested in Lake County on child sex charges. The Florida Keys will reopen to tourists on October 1st, and October 1st marks 35 years since the opening of Epcot, and of course, there is a party. And that is your news brief from The Source. Ocala Eye is the largest, most experienced eye care center in North Central Florida. Tuesday at 10:30, Zora Harrison and Adam Tenza will be our guests, bringing us up to date on the latest optical and other innovations in the industry. For over 40 years, Ocala Eye has provided comprehensive medical and surgical eye care. But that's just the beginning. Just wait until you hear all of the exciting things coming our way. So be sure to listen Tuesday at 10:30 with Ocala Eye, helping you live life to the fullest.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. It's 78 degrees. Temperatures are expected to climb to 92 degrees today, and there's only about a 5% chance we'll see any rain today. Tomorrow, look for temperatures to climb to 93. Again, only a small chance of rain. Thursday, same thing. Friday, same thing. Saturday is the day we see the most chance of rain, which is only a 35% chance of rain, and Sunday, about a 60% chance of rain. So the next few days, beautiful weather here in Ocala. And let's return now to Carol Ann Baldwin in the garden with Carol Ann. Nice day to be out in the garden, actually.
Nice day to be out. Yeah, it's been gorgeous the last few days, and I think we got some overnight temperatures in the upper 60s.
Yeah.
So
yes.
that's just fantastic. The mornings have been beautiful.
Yeah.
I got up this morning and let my daughter's cat out, and that one likes to go out in the morning for a little bit, and comes back in. I open the door and went, ooh, it's kind of cool outside. You take your cup of coffee out and go sit on the porch now.
Yes.
So chance to
I love the
enjoy
mornings.
it. Yeah.
Are you a morning person by nature? Me too.
Yeah, which is a good thing. I mean, I may not always like to get out of bed, but once I'm up, I'm awake. It's like, okay, here, let's start the day. So, I can't stay up late.
Well, it's like when you're out, when you're going on a trip, like camping trip or something, you get up a little bit extra early.
Well, it's because when you're camping, which I do like to do, it's because I camp in a tent. The daylight comes in a lot better than it does in your home. So that sunrise that you see comes in a little.
I don't think it should be called
earlier.
camping if it's not a tent. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I grew up in it. When we camped, we had a pop-up camper. So it was a tent camper.
Well,
Had
that's still a
canvas
tent.
sides. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a
sides.
cabin.
Right.
Now, I do like cabins.
Right.
And I like hotels also.
You like glamping?
But as far as
See, now
the
when they start to get in those big ones, they do call them RVs, and they do call it RVing. Because there's some
makes sense.
RV parks that don't allow tents in
Yeah.
because they can't accommodate
Do you know what I call all the tents that I threw away?
past tents.
Gosh, you're too good. You're too good.
Yeah,
You knew my joke.
yeah.
You knew my joke.
I knew the joke. It's all the camping jokes are great.
Did you notice how quickly those people who were on top of their game got their yards back in order
Oh yeah,
after
yeah.
the storm? I mean,
sure.
all of a sudden.
I mean, and that was it. That's why I said we were very lucky that in most areas within our county, and even just within this section, we have pockets of damage. We have pockets that are real bad. Not the whole thing, that it can be gone through and cleaned up. And a lot of times neighbor help neighbor. And
Yes,
church
yeah,
groups came out and helped their
yeah.
parishioners clean up yards and things like that. And I'm sure that that's still going on.
The lady at
things-
Silver Spring said 26 volunteers came out to help the normal staff.
Right.
So
the paid
26
staff,
people just said,
just
"Can I
came
help
in,
you out?"
Yeah,
And
came
they-
in, brought their chainsaws, their wheelbarrows, cleaned
Man.
it all up, and
Yeah.
get it out of there. And there is still the debris out on the curb. If you're still putting your stuff out, I guess they're coming around. It just it's a matter of time. Those trucks can only hold so much at a time.
Yeah.
And some neighborhoods are going to have had more problems, had more trees come down than others, and so it's just a matter, got to scoop it and get it going. And so just make sure you stack it. Don't put it by your garbage cans and your recycle bins. Don't put it next to the mailbox or the fire hydrant or anything like that. Don't block anything, and they'll get through at least on this first run.
Yeah.
And get it all out of that. After that, whatever your regular yard waste collection is, or however you generally handle those kind of things, will go back to being the norm.
So it's about 1 or 2 months, according to what the statement was that was issued to us.
You look at how big Marion County is.
Oh, my
You got,
gosh.
yeah. I mean, give it well, and that's I said. And those who follow, and I don't like to come back to myself, but I can only have experiences for me. I can't relate somebody else's without it being in a second hand. Is that I know that it's been this Sunday it'll be 2 weeks, and I know that I have a period of months before normalcy
got a
will
long
come
way.
back.
Yeah.
Others, it was a matter of a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
got their electricity back. You threw away everything out of the fridge or whatever you may have lost. The yard waste is out there on the curb.
Yeah.
When that's cleaned up, everything's fine and dandy, and you're back to normal. So, but it still takes time. And your landscape is going to take a little time if it took a beating too, but you're coming into a time to change over some of that stuff anyway. If you'd like to plant annuals, or if you have containers in which you put some annuals in, you can go ahead. Some of the fall perennials are blooming, realizing your perennials, if they took a beating, let them do their thing. They'll come back. They
By
know what
the
to
way,
do.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Okay, out in Patsy's office, in the lobby.
Oh, yeah, the poinsettia and the vine.
Right, the two things are now married together.
Mhm.
The vine is wrapping around the poinsettia.
Yeah.
And Robin pointed out the poinsettia actually looks healthier because of it. What do you think?
Yeah, it may just be time frame.
greener.
I don't know why it would. That's not shouldn't be.
That's not
anything that
symbiotic, as they
no,
say?
No, not really. No, because they're not planted together.
Yeah, but they're living together.
They're
They're
in separate
like
bedrooms.
Illegitimate. Right, that's good. That's good.
But they're not sharing dinner or anything like that.
No.
So it's the one. I think it's just coincidental, and it could be too the way the sun moves around. It could be the amount of lighting coming into that front foyer there, the front office there. And
Do you know what I thought? I thought maybe it was just sturdier. Maybe the vine is kind of helping it stand up a little bit.
and possible as well. Probably
Yeah,
there's some
looks like our
fertilizer in on those.
Phone is ringing. Good morning. You're on there with Carol Ann.
Oh, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I have a comment about the banana plants.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I had like 15 of them that with the leaves standing up, they were 22 feet tall.
Wow.
And I know a 50-mile-an-hour wind will snap them off, especially I had 7 with bananas on them.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So I cut them all 3 feet high. I saw a place up in Anthony that did that.
Right.
I cut them all 3 feet high.
Okay.
And, discarded the rest of them.
Sure.
But within an hour, they had growth coming up from the center of them.
Oh, yeah.
About 2 inches.
Yep. Yeah.
And today, they've got lots of leaves coming out, and some of them sticking up 6 feet high.
Wow.
Unbelievable how those take off again.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The bananas are amazing like that, you probably didn't even need to cut them to 3 feet. I always used to say it was however high I could swing a machete is how high I cut ours off, which was, 4 feet off the ground is where my batting swing would come through with a machete. And like you say, because I would do that in the spring after all the leaves came off, you didn't really even have to, unless they broke, you didn't need to cut them off because, everything that's coming on now, once we get a cold snap, is also going to fold down over those plants, keeping that stem, that central stem, warm through the winter. So I would just keep a good eye on them this winter. Don't cut anything off. You might take a little special care just to protect them a little bit, because that's all brand new trunk that you're forming.
Yeah. Well, I had a fence line that was about 4 feet away from it, so I didn't want it to snap the fence.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's quite amazing. And another thing, I noticed a lot more yellow jacket activity since the hurricane.
It's probably they were displaced. All kinds of different, branches come out, their nest blown off out from under eaves of houses or out from underneath. You figure a lot of times the yellow jackets will be up in the palms and, up underneath where those fronds are laying down, and they've been blown out of there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's one that keeps buzzing at my head.
Oh, yeah.
Aggressively. Oh,
yeah. I'd probably eliminate that one. Just find out how close to the house or wherever it is in that area. It's just, and again, that's another thing to watch out for is watch your corners, your eaves around your front doors and things like that. That they too were displaced. A lot of people are saying they had not seen their birds come back, and the owls and things like that they've not heard come back in because everybody's been displaced at least somewhat.
All righty. Well, I'll let you go, and thank you very much.
All right,
and,
thank you.
You all have a good day.
You too. Good luck with your bananas.
Bye-bye.
Yep, bye-bye now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, there was a big banana plant in Silver Springs that was on the ground.
Oh, yeah. How did your bananas do?
They're pretty much half and half. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the bananas themselves are gone. They were blown off.
Right.
Yeah.
But the plant, okay.
I got to cut them and clean it up a bit.
Yeah.
It's still a mess.
Right.
But
hey, time.
All right, we're up against the break. We've got another 15 minutes left in Carol Ann's show. So again, plenty of time for you to call in. The number is 622-9622. By the way, if you call during the break and ask for it, and you're the first one I take, you'll get a $20 gift certificate to Bob Wine's Community Gardens and Nursery. How about that?
That's fantastic. And they're celebrating 65 years, did they?
Wow.
I think their advertisement.
Brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, more sun than clouds and very warm. High 89 to 93. Clear Tuesday night, lows in the upper 60s in a few inland spots, 74 along the coast. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high 89 along the coast, 93 inland. Thursday, mostly sunny, high 90 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
What do I do now?
After 911, don't worry, call Fakuri. Fakuri Medical and Chiropractic, treating auto injuries for over 32 years. Same-day appointments, immediate medical attention, all under one roof. Don't worry, call Fakuri. Go to bestinjurycare.com. All auto insurances are accepted. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to take your call. Car accident? Don't worry, call Fakuri. bestinjurycare.com.
Be sure to tune in to hear about innovative financial strategies on the long-running program Prosper with Keith Singer. You will learn about intelligent ways to safely grow and preserve your wealth, create reliable income streams, and maximize your legacy. Tune in Saturday at 8:05 a.m. and again on Sunday at 10:05 a.m. Prosper with Keith Singer. Here is your 30-second news brief. 9 University of Florida football players are facing multiple third-degree felony charges for alleged credit card fraud. Marion County Public Schools have announced the makeup dates caused by school closings during Hurricane Irma. A Florida Highway Patrol trooper was arrested in Lake County on child sex charges. The Florida Keys will reopen to tourists on October 1st, and October 1st marks 35 years since the opening of Epcot, and of course there is a party. And that is your news brief from The Source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, more sun than clouds and very warm, high 89 to 93. Clear Tuesday night, lows in the upper 60s in a few inland spots, 74 along the coast. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high 89 along the coast, 93 inland. Thursday, mostly sunny, high 90 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Life South would like to honor and thank all of our Hispanic blood donors during Hispanic Heritage Month. O negative blood is the most commonly used because it is the universal donor, and 66% of the Hispanic population is type O. Hispanic donors are more likely to be a match with Hispanic patients. Make sure you do your part for your community by finding your nearest blood mobile or center. Visit lifesouth.org for more information. Hasta pronto.
Hasta pronto. I'm learning Spanish here, Caroline. Every time the commercial plays.
Oh,
You know what that
okay.
means? See you soon.
Yeah.
Hasta pronto.
Ah, there you go.
Do you know much Spanish?
No, I ought to learn.
By the way,
I ought to learn. I ought to try to learn.
The oldest, the richest woman in the world died the other day.
Oh.
She was 94 years old.
Oh, my.
She had $50 billion.
Wow. Wow.
Now, how do you have $50 billion and ever pass anybody on the street that is homeless and not stop and say, here you go? I'm not saying she didn't do that. Maybe she didn't. Right. But how do you have that much money and live in a world where you know people are hurting?
Yeah.
Because a tree fell on their house, because a storm ripped up their island.
And it could be that that's what her value was, but...
Well,
I mean, and foundations and such like that are part of those values.
You're so nice.
I'm not
picking
don't
on
know.
her. I don't know her.
We don't exactly. We don't know. But just thinking of that is that Robin came in and handed us a reminder that Marion County, the FEMA team is here to help, and this is today's the 26th, so today and tomorrow from 9 to 6 at the Marion County Emergency Operations Center, which is that's at the county, not by the county jail. 692 Northwest 30th Avenue in Ocala, and they're there to help you make a first application to, if you need assistance through FEMA.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you got to have a social security number, the address and location where the damage occurred, a current mailing address, a current phone number, any insurance, whether or not it was your automobile or your home or some other way, your total household income, checking account information so that FEMA would be able to deposit directly for you into an account should you qualify for things. And this is pretty much, if you've already applied online or over the phone, you don't really need this. This would be somebody who has not yet applied. Maybe they didn't have a way to get anywhere, don't have internet service, don't have that kind of thing. So if you know somebody, get them over there towards the Marion County Emergency Operations Center. Again, the address is 692 Northwest 30th Avenue. It's today and tomorrow from 9 to 6, and the FEMA folks will be there to assist those who need some help. And this is just setting up the applications. They're not going to hand you a check. They're not going to hand you a tarp. They're not going to hand you a grocery card or anything like that. They're just going to get the ball rolling on somebody that may need some assistance.
I just looked up the address. That is the sheriff's office.
Okay, that's what I thought, that their operations center was there at the...
So if you know where the sheriff's office is, exactly near the jail.
Right.
Then you're in the right place.
There you go.
Leave all weapons in the car, please.
Yes. No need for those. Just bring a pencil and paper and just your basic information: social security number, address, current mailing address, a current phone number, any insurance information either on a home or the car, whatever was damaged, total household income, and banking information to be able to, should you qualify for anything, they can help you out that way.
Have you seen all the water they're pumping out of that flooded area down the road from Blessed Trinity Catholic
that
High School?
27th Avenue, where they're routing it back up around the corner to 42nd Street?
Yes. And it's just kind of pouring.
It's just gushing.
For days, it's been pumping, they're pumping it out of there.
Yeah.
Wow, that must be a lot of water down there.
Well, there was actually an overhead photo of that area, and it's a massive area that's underwater.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Were the houses down there affected by it?
I'm not sure. I know that I think local traffic can get in there now. So for that small subdivision that's there.
That's always such a pretty little stretch of road.
It is.
Because of the ponds and the horses.
Because because of the rural area. And that, like I said earlier in the show, that area has always been low, and it did go underwater back in 2004. And it does anytime we get a tropical storm, but this was bad. And I don't know if it was because leading up to this storm, we'd had a lot of rain, and that just the ground was saturated ahead of time, and it just can't get through, or there's a lot of clay under there, and so drainage is just an issue.
The Starbanner mentioned something about 56, I'm thinking, sinkholes that opened up.
Oh, wow.
I'm wondering if more sinkholes will open up after the aquifer starts to go back to normal. Because right now the aquifer is peaked out.
It's full, right.
Yeah.
I guess that's possible. I'm not real sure. I mean, that would take a geologist kind of to give a explanation, because somebody, I had heard actually someone say with the ones that had opened in Apopka, that this had nothing to do with the storm. And I'm thinking, well, why not?
How do they know?
Why not? But then, I'm not a geologist, so it makes it. I play in the dirt, but I don't fully understand the dirt.
You know what we should do? We should go next door, right next to Walmart, sort of, kind of, not so far from where we are.
Scott Scream.
Yeah, I wonder how deep that is. Right now.
Wow,
it's probably really deep.
Yeah, quite possibly.
How many of you know where Scott Springs is? It's right next. It's that road that goes between Walmart and
it's that little back cut, and then the park is right there. Yeah, right there at the almost there at the one of the side driveways into the Walmart shopping center.
They did a really good job of making it into a park.
Yes,
it used to be just a little road, and you could see a cave.
Right, and it was sort of an attractive nuisance to those who.
Oh, that's a nice way of saying it. An attractive nuisance. Yeah, I used to go down there and see beer cans in there.
Well, that's the attractive nuisance was for teenagers and the such to go find a little party place.
Yeah, well.
Now it's cleaned up and it's a nice little park.
So anyway, we've got a few minutes left. So what would you plant in your fall garden?
Fall veggies. I'd be getting some the lettuces and radishes going. Get your salad going. Your tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers. You think you got a whole salad bowl there. Put them
I would start them the big as my apple trees?
Right.
If I bought a little plant that was going to make something.
Yeah, you would start out. Right now, you're right. I would go out and buy my pepper plants, buy my tomato plants. Cucumbers grow so quickly, you can just plunk them right in the dirt. Say you had what they call the square foot garden, 16 square feet. You got a tomato plant, a pepper plant, cucumbers, lettuce, and a couple of different, and your lettuces you plant like every couple of weeks apart, and that way you're harvesting, constantly getting a harvest out of those. Some radish, and then in the house on the windowsill, probably starting some cabbage and broccoli and those kind of things to get ready to put into the garden in another 6 weeks or so. You can start putting those in, and your kale, your collards, your mustard greens, all those good dark green leafy vegetables. Start some spinach. I mean, you could even put some spinach there in your square foot garden. So you got some little area, 16 square feet. That's a 4 foot by 4 foot area. It's not that big a room. You can reach it from all four sides as long as you don't put it up against a fence.
There was somebody had something on Facebook, and it was like if you're a transplanted Yankee and you want to earn your Southern card. You have to eat certain foods, and I can't remember what it listed.
Grits, okra.
I went down the list, and I didn't quite pass the test.
No? Fried green tomatoes?
Well, no, okay, now I like that one, but I'm not
fried okra.
See, I don't even know if I've ever had that.
Fried okra is good.
I have had grits, and I do like grits.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of collard or mustard greens.
I like them if somebody else cooks them.
Yeah,
it's okay. I do like them. Just they got to have lots of bacon in them and onion and all that good stuff. Make them yummy.
It's kind of like the way I would eat liver if I had lots of other stuff on it.
Just grind that stuff up and hide it. Don't
make
do
it
the
into liver
yeah.
worse, and then I'll be fine.
Yeah. But most of that stuff, I think I would probably pass.
But a lot of the things you talk about in the garden are those things, those southern things.
Oh yeah. Well, and I mean they are all, and of course kale has become the superfood kind of thing that everybody's wanting in their smoothies and this and their salads and that, and you can grow it, and you can grow it very easily right from seed. Make sure give it enough room. You may want to mulch that once it's up and growing just to keep some of the sand off of it, because sand splashes up, and those greens are just hard to get all the sand off. I've heard of folks using their washing machine. But with today's modern washers, I don't know if you really could, because they don't use enough water. The HE, the high efficiency washers, it's probably not a tub of water. But if you got an old school washing machine, you put it on the gentle cycle with it, don't use any, no Woolite, nothing like that. Maybe a couple capfuls of vinegar or something like that just to help, take off anything. But, carrots, get your carrots in the ground, and, you'll be eating fresh produce for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
So what did you do to keep... You had no refrigerator for a while, right?
Right. Well, no, I had a generator.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I had a generator. My friend Predator 4000.
So before we say goodbye, there's a couple of different fundraisers for hurricane victims.
Yeah.
Did you hear the one from Wisconsin, by the way?
No, I hadn't.
All the cheese that they were sending.
Oh, wow.
To Puerto Rico, I guess South Florida, and Houston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lots of cheese.
Yeah. Well, you figure they probably have a surplus.
Be nice if they just dropped a few bricks off here.
Yeah. Well, just giant toasted cheese sandwich party.
Just about done here. So one thing I would like to let the listeners know, if you don't already know, Carol Ann has set up a Facebook page for In the Garden, and it's a great place to post your photos of your garden and things, and even a great place to post a photo of something you want identified.
True. Makes it a lot easier if you can see it. Because I get enough of those things. It's a green plant.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go from there.
And I saw what do you call those big grasshoppers? Lubbers?
Lubber.
I saw
big
one
lubber
of those the other day.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Did you chase them down and wrangle them?
No, I like them. You don't like them.
Well, they eat everything.
I know, but I like the iguanas also. And everybody else hates them.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've heard iguanas tasty, but yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I don't think I want to try that. All right. Oh, I got to play your song. What am I doing here?
What do we got? The wrong music going. So, but well, everybody have a great gardening day. It's gorgeous out there. Hope everybody's recovering just fine. Just clean up the yard, and it'll all come back around.
P.S. Tell Stanley Spencer he has the best version of In-A-Gadda-Do-Ya.
I sure will.
And I was looking.
I sure will.
In order to do your new promo, we were looking. Thank you, Caroline.
Thanks, Larry.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. Senate Republicans meet for their weekly lunch today to presumably discuss what's next with health care. Their latest plan's dead unless at least two senators change their minds. Maine Senator Susan Collins says she's a no.
Collins is the fourth Republican senator to oppose the legislation, which would give states block grants to run their own health care programs. GOP Senators John McCain, Rand Paul, and Ted Cruz also oppose the bill.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. President Trump tweets about hurricane recovery in Puerto Rico. We are working hard. Much food and water there or on the way. Fox's Geraldo Rivera's in San Juan.
Everything is busted here. This gas station can't pump gas. Puerto Rico famous for these condos near the ocean that has no elevator. There's no water. If you want to flush the toilet on the top floor, you got to walk up 20 stories to get a gallon of water in your commode to flush it.
Fox News. We report, you decide.
What if hiring could be easier? Less time-consuming, with more qualified candidates and faster results? What if hiring could be smarter?
Thanks to ZipRecruiter, it can be. With one click, post your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards, so you don't spend time wondering where the right candidates are searching. Then ZipRecruiter uses its smart matching technology to scan millions of active resumes and notify the most qualified candidates to apply for your job. And the ZipRecruiter dashboard makes it easy to review, rate, and contact candidates all in one place. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. ZipRecruiter makes it simple for growing businesses of all sizes to hire the right people, no matter the industry. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
We're so confident ZipRecruiter will get you the results you need. We'll let you try it free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Ad Council.
Today in Florida Ag News, from a Southeast AgNet, it's been announced that Virginia Representative Bob Goodlatte will introduce a bill this week that would replace the H-2A guest worker program. The bill, titled the Agricultural Guest Worker Act, or H-2C, was discussed during the Farm Bill listening session held in California last month. Here is House Ag Committee Chairman Mike Conaway.
The H-2C visa program would address direct labor for farm and processing. It would move it compliance out of the Department of Labor into the Department of Ag, expand the program, provide it appears to be a rational step forward in addressing the labor that would still be there. Research with respect to mechanization and robotics, all those kind of good things. Again, that's a part of the decision-making process that we'll make moving forward. In conjunction with Goodlatte's bill, there's an E-Verify bill that Lamar Smith wants to move. And Lamar has moved his position to the point that he would stagger the implementation of mandatory E-Verify, largest corporations first, next to the rest of the folks in the middle, and then Ag would be 2.5, 3 years out before they'd have to comply for new employees, allowing Bob Goodlatte's H-2C visa program to take root and move forward to get everybody into compliance, kind of in conjunction with the same thing. Bob actually wants to move that, so I would encourage all the folks who benefit from the H-2C to get in the mix, understand what it does. If there are things that you can propose that would make it better, a more straightforward implementation process, all those kind of things that would benefit, let's get in that action right now.
It's time to rethink what you know about clean American propane and what it can do for your operation. Want efficient, reliable power independent of the grid? Propane can do that. Power for EPA-compliant engines without all the extra fluids and filters. Propane can do that. Eliminate fuel theft, lower hourly fuel costs, reduce downtime. Propane can do all of that. Discover all the things propane can do on your farm at propanecandothat.com.
Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
Is the internet driving business to your business? Hi, I'm Michael Warren with Brick City Interactive. At Brick City, we've been putting the web to work for businesses since 1998. We want to help you too, whether you're a real estate office, law office, medical office, manufacturer, retailer, a church, even a radio station like WOCA. We love to help businesses grow, and we have the knowledge and experience to make it happen. We offer professional, affordable web design, mobile responsive websites, search engine optimization, social media marketing, web video and promotions, online advertising, and more. Whether it's time for a redesign or whether you want to kickstart your existing website, let us help. Mention WOCA and we'll give you a free, no-obligation search engine optimization report for your website. This free report will give you practical steps to increase your search ranking. It's our gift to you from Brick City Interactive. Call us today at 352-351-1131 or visit us online at brickcity.com.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.